Hi, and welcome to Drawing with Steffi. Today we're going to do some watercolors. As you can see, I have already gotten a picture drawn out and inked and placed on some nice watercolor paper. The first thing we need to do is attach it to some sort of painting board so it doesn't warp. I'm using some Masonite. You can get it at most art spots or Lowe's or Home Depot. And let's make sure you can see this nice and on the paper. See, there you go. Zoom in a little. Cute little elf guy. Alrighty. You want to get some thick masking tape like this. There you go. You can get the artist tape if you want to, the blue tape, but it does tend to be more expensive and I'm kind of cheap. And you want to make sure you have enough room on the edge of the paper. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. You know, have about a ½ inch or so worth and tape it down. Now my paper's dry. I like doing it this way. Some people wet the paper and then tape it down, but I found that doesn't work as well for me. And about an inch on that side just because I had a little more room. And do the sides. Then what you're going to do is, after you've got taped down nice and secure, is you're going to take a nice big fluffy brush and lightly wash over it with some water. And then you can wait for it to dry, or you can get out a hairdryer and dry it. It's really up to you. I tend to be a little impatient, so I'm going to use the hairdryer. And then, once it's nice and dry, you're ready to paint. There we go. You do want to be kind of careful about what kind of board you use. You want to make sure that the board itself is strong enough that it's not going to warp. So there we go. Can you see that good? Alright, terrific. Now I'm going to take my nice soft brush, dip it in some water. I've got nice clean water. It's very important to have clean water. And you don't want it to get too wet. And then you just lightly wash over. Just like that. Whee! And today I'm going to use not just watercolor, but some acrylic inks. When you're working with watercolor, you want to do light to dark. And but watercolor, if you do a lot of layers, you can pull the paint off of it. So that's why I kind of like doing mixed media with the inks, because the acrylic inks, once they're dry, they're not going anywhere. Alright, and then you go and get your hairdryer and blow it off. And I'm unprepared, so I'm going to go and get it. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and I have my hairdryer. See, and we're going to turn it on and just blow dry. Except for my hairdryer's working. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, my painting is nice and dry now, and so we're ready to begin. The next thing is to decide what colors to use. If you don't have one, I suggest getting a handy-dandy color wheel. It can help you decide which colors are best to use. Some people can pull off having lots of colors and not much rhyme or reason. Some of us can't. There are things called complementary colors, which are colors that are opposite each other on the color wheel, like, you know, yellow, green, and red, violet, or like, let's see here, orange and blue. And then of course you have the I believe it's analogous colors, which are the ones that are like right next to each other, like right these here, and they look real nice together. You can do, you know, 3 or 4 of the analogous colors, or you can do a couple of the split complementary ones. Split complementary is when you do one of the bottom colors here, and then 2 of the other colors that are opposite where it should be, like with the yellow, but instead you do orange green. I'm sorry, orange yellow, or yellow green. I think I'm gonna go with some analogous colors here. Probably do some nice purples and blues and greens just because I like those colors. I'm also going to use first the acrylic inks because they're good for doing backgrounds. They don't fade real easy, and once you paint them, doing other layers of water or paint won't cause it to pick up or fade like watercolor can. So it's really good to use these when you start out. You don't have to, just whatever you feel like doing. So I think what I'm going to start with is the background. I think I'm going to get the Frisket out. You do have to be careful with Frisket. It's a watercolor material that's kind of like rubber. It can pick up your inks or your printout from your paper, so you do have to be really careful with it. I've used my new Copic pens on this particular piece, so I'm hoping it's going to work and not peel it off. Basically the idea is you paint it on the areas you don't want to get painted on, and then once it's dry you paint, and then you peel it off. So I'm going to go find my Frisket and demonstrate how to use it. One moment. Alright, I'm just going to show you my colors real quick. Ooh, pretty. See, this is what they look like. There's also a new brand by Liquitex. It's the same type of ink. And here is the Frisket. When you use Frisket, very important, use an old dead brush, because once you use a brush in this stuff, it's never the same. It's like glue, so it will destroy your brush. So shake it up really, really good. And we're going to paint over the areas that we don't want the background colors to get on. So we're going to get nice and wet. Start painting on the inside of our elf guy here. Use it liberally. You want to make sure your paper is nice and dry before you put the Frisket on there, because otherwise it will destroy your paper and it will take even longer to dry. And you do want to be careful to make sure that the Frisket doesn't get on the part that you do want to paint on, because it's kind of hard to remove. So you can use a big old fat brush and then use a dead detail brush. Alright, now I'm going to finish doing this and time elapse, so I'll be back soon. Bye!